you wouldn't have been able to.
I think
because you don't know it was deleted, but.
Okay, thank the gentleman. Well, now recognize Mr. Russell of Oklahoma for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Comey, thank you for your long service and your long suffering. I think we're toward the end of the line here. I want to state for the record, with regard to national security, I sleep a little easier at night knowing that you're at the helm of the FBI. And thank you for your dedicated service and your integrity. You have stated in your statement and also multiple times here that there should be consequences for the mishandling of state secrets. If I held a top secret SCI in the Bureau, and I did hold one when I was in the United States Army in a career of service, I handle classified information here, but if I held that in the FBI and you discovered that I mishandled state secrets on a private server in my basement, would I be trusted by the Bureau to further handle top secret SCI information?
Maybe not. You would go immediately through a security process to review whether you should continue working for us, and if you do, what clearances you should retain.
If I violated the handling of state secrets in the FBI, would you consider me the best suitable candidate for promotion and higher responsibility?
It would be a serious concern, and we would stare at it very hard in a suitability review.
Although you have recommended to the Department of Justice that no criminal charges be brought to bear, are you recommending to the Department of Justice that there be no consequences for the mishandling of state secrets?
No, my recommendation was solely with respect to criminal charges.
What would you recommend?
I don't think it's for me to recommend.
But you do. You've been very open and even stated why you felt that these were unique sets of circumstances that called for greater transparency. You do make recommendations routinely, as you've stated here today. We're talking top secret SCI information that's been mishandled. You would take a dim view to that if I were an agent. What consequences? This is what the American people feel exasperated about. There seems to be no consequence. So in a case like this, if it's not going to be criminal charges recommended, what are the American people to do to hold their officials accountable if maybe they shouldn't be trusted for further promotion and higher responsibility?
And what I meant earlier is that's not a question that the American people should put to the FBI director. I can answer about the things within my remit, but I understand the question, but it's not one for me to answer in my role.
Well, I hope it's one that the American people answer in the future, because we do have a choice about those that would mishandle information. And while we're all fallible human beings and we all make mistakes, in a case like this, I mean, for decades of my service in the Army Infantry and handling top secret SCI information, and then as a member of Congress, we know those responsibilities. Is it your view and others that have interviewed Mrs. Clinton that she would not have known what those responsibilities were?
No, I think in a way you would expect she understood the importance of protecting classified information.
Well, I would agree with that, and there's been a breach, and I think that the American people demand a consequence, that they demand an accountability. And I think it's important to uphold the form of our Republican government that we have a consequence. And with that, thank you for your